Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and as per usual, we're going to start the show off on the same note we start every show off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you're spending it with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
How's she cutting me, loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right, and we're back. Okay, we have a fun guest today. This lady is running for council, and so I'm excited to hear what she's all about, but I've never actually spent any time with her. So as everybody knows, my favorite guests are the ones that I don't know. So as you also know, I do not introduce my guests. I let them do that themselves because they can do a better job than I. So can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
Thank you, Elliot, and thank you so much, Mac City Morning Show, for having me, and I must commend you for what you do, and I hope it goes bigger.
Perfect,
so
thank
I
you.
want to start with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and my name is Funke Banjoko. Thank you all for tuning in. I've been a resident of Fort McMurray for 10 years.
Okay.
I'm a mother, and I'm a family woman, and I've been described as an addicted volunteer in the community.
Right.
I volunteer with the city, with my church, with women groups, anywhere where I can add value. That's what I've done since I got to Fort McMurray in 2011.
Okay.
And I'm taking my service forward higher.
Right.
By wanting to serve the city of Fort McMurray on the council. And
awesome.
I'm hoping that I get elected to be one of the those who will lead and serve the city in the next term.
Okay.
So again, Funke Banjoko, and I'm a supply chain professional.
Okay.
And have a couple of decades or more in that profession. So,
Right.
And currently, I work in one of the oil sands. Still in supply chain.
Okay, there you go. Supply chain management. That's a good career to be in.
Yes.
I know a few people who've taken that over the years, so not bad at all.
I like it.
No doubt.
One of the best part for me is that it's never a dull moment.
That's right.
We're always doing something or solving a problem or helping a process. So I find it to be interesting, challenging, and I've worked in various aspects of supply chain.
Nice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So you were saying you moved here 10 years ago. So back in 2012, roughly, you moved to Fort McMurray. 2011?
2011,
Okay.
July.
And so where did you move from? I love to hear the story of immigrants. My parents are immigrants, so it fascinates me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I was born and raised in Nigeria, and actually schooled after my university. I worked a little bit before I left the country.
Okay.
I stayed in Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, nice.
Close to another 8 years or so.
Okay.
I moved to Toronto in 2009.
Right.
And I was brought to Fort McMurray, hired and brought by the company Nexing.
Okay, yeah. Nexing, yeah.
CNOC, yes.
Yeah.
So they hired me and brought me to the city.
Okay.
Yes, and that's how I came to Fort McMurray.
Nice.
Yes, and it's been home for us.
10 years.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's a nice journey. So, hands down, Chicago is one of my favorite places to go in the United States. Yes. Living there must have been amazing.
Yeah, amazing. A fun city by any standard.
Yes.
Nice place, different demographics, different people, different cultures.
Right.
Good entertainment.
Yes. Great entertainment. Food, unbelievable.
And shopping.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of Chicago. So it's a good place.
Yeah.
Though you hear some negative things about any city.
That's right.
But I think I believe it depends on who your circle is.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed Chicago.
There you go. So I'm always fascinated in regards to how brave people are to leave their home, leave their country, and then try a different country out in regards to, we're not just talking about climate change in a lot of cases, you're talking complete culture shock.
Yes.
So and weather shock, yeah. So what was the driving factor for you initially to want to leave your home country?
I think I've always been braver than an average child.
Okay.
My parents were educated. My mom was a teacher. Dad was in the judiciary system in Nigeria. So we were exposed to traveling.
Okay.
And I was also fortunate at a very early age. Immediately after university, I was hired by Shell, Nigeria, and we traveled a lot. Shell is basically Dutch, is the mother company. So we would go to Holland, we'll go to England, and also to the States.
Yeah.
And I really liked some of the differences.
Yeah.
I don't like the cold weather too much.
Right.
I didn't. But even now, it's difficult for me to live in a hot weather environment. Because, we've been in Chicago.
That's right. You climatized.
And then Toronto and then Fort McMurray.
Yeah.
So, so I just like to see other places, connect with other people, other cultures.
Right.
And I got exposed to that with my career.
Yeah.
Earlier on in my life, so when I was still ready to try anything, and then we like it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my next question. You just kind of dovetailed right in there. So you've lived in some pretty amazing places, and you've moved to Fort McMurray now, and you've been here for a long amount of time.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're brave. You don't mind traveling, but you've decided to stay put here. So what is it about this community that makes you want to continue to live in Fort McMurray and get so involved as you're choosing to do?
Yeah, thank you. So first, I would like to say Fort McMurray is a good place in terms of what you earn.
Right.
So, and I've always been in the oil and gas industry, like I said, right after university.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I actually belong, somewhere around here, Calgary, or anywhere where I can find my feet and utilize my skills.
That's right.
To add value. So that attracted me to come here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the core of the oil production.
That's
so
correct.
I wanted to be here for that. Mm-hmm. But other factors for me is the fact that the city is so close together.
Mm-hmm.
When I was working at Nexon, my kids were, I think, 14 and 12.
Right.
And my son used to actually walk to school.
Right.
Sometimes 15 minutes walk.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they could drive. When my daughter started driving, I believe at 16.
Yeah.
And then she could drive to school 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Go to downtown 15 minutes, and those kind of
That's right.
things. Apart from that, the size of Fort McMurray is not as small as what people think.
Correct.
70,000 people living in a city is not too small.
No.
So I still get to meet great people. I work with great people, a lot of professionals in the city, and I've been so connected with great, awesome people since I got here.
Yeah.
And my kids, though both of them schooled outside of Fort McMurray, they both love Fort McMurray.
Right.
And they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
So at the point, especially when there was economic downturn and loss of jobs, because it's not always been an easy road.
That's right.
I thought of leaving.
Yeah.
But guess what? They want to be here.
Yeah.
And so we actually like it here.
That's right.
To sum it up. Yeah.
Nice.
We like it. All the kids, they leave me here. They go to school. They want to come back and see their friends.
That's right.
So, yeah.
This is home to them.
Yes.
There you go. Now, you're very active, as you mentioned before, and I've heard about you before, and I've seen you around. We've never had a chat, but you are very active in actually volunteering your time. Yes. So where does that come from? Where's that passion for giving back? Where does that originally come from you, and where do you get that spirit from?
I would say even from my background as a child. Mm-hmm. My mother was a secretary to this, secretary to that in the church and in the community.
Right.
And so most times the children take after what they see you do, not what you teach them.
Right.
So I think that has always been in me.
Yeah.
We do things for or serve other people and things like that. And I am not comfortable with sitting down complaining.
Okay.
I like to make things happen. If I think we could do this, I'll step up.
Yeah.
Whether it's in church or anywhere, then I'll step up to air my idea and to make things happen. So I guess naturally I just want to get involved.
Right,
Yes, I want to be heard.
Yeah.
And I also want to help.
Yeah.
One of the best things that can happen to me in any day is to help somebody else.
Right,
To make another person happy, that makes me happy.
There we go. That's awesome. I love it.
So I guess that sums it up.
That's awesome. No, that's phenomenal. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we're at the part of the show called the Mac City Minute. This is Tanner's segment. He has some questions for you. I don't know what he's going to ask. Okay. So we're going to throw it over to Tanner. Tanner, please hit her up with the Mac City Minute.
All right. Question number 1. What is the biggest difference you noticed between living in Canada and the U.S.?
Good question.
Good question. Once you cross the borders for both countries, it's amazing how different things are. The first thing I would say is positive about Canada. People are much more friendly in Canada.
Right.
That's the first thing that you will notice. And then I also think when we got here, we had to change some of our way of thinking, not trusting too much because of crimes and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's relatively more quiet and you can actually trust your neighbors a little bit more.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I would say. And in the States, of course, the difference is that you can get all the stores, you can wear the designers. I don't know if you know, but I love to look good.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that part of it is a bit different. But thanks to internet shopping, we can do it.
Yeah, you make do. That's awesome.
Yes.
Question number 2. What is your favorite part of bringing your daughter with you on your worldly adventures?
Oh my God. The favorite part of having her as my daughter.
On your worldly adventures.
Worldly adventures, generally speaking. She's full of energy. I think she has more energy than I do. She's kind-hearted and she's also an activist. I think it runs in the family. So she's there's no dull moment with her, and she makes life interesting. So I think that's what I would say about her.
There you go.
Question number 3.
Yes.
Having been all over the world, what is your favorite restaurant you've dined at?
Well.
That's a hard one.
Well, I'm very careful with what I eat.
Okay.
And I don't really do adventures like try something new so much. So I'm a bit boring.
Okay.
So I'll say an Italian restaurant. There's a favorite place we had back then in Chicago on the north side. It was good.
Yeah.
Other than that, the Red Lobster in the States is a good place.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I do any seafood.
Okay.
Yes.
You can't beat the biscuits at Red Lobster. They're delicious.
Yes, Red Lobster.
Question number 4. What is one factor that made you want to run for council?
Good question. Just like I said, I've always volunteered. I've always given my time, and I don't want that to stop.
Yeah.
So I want to serve, and I think if I go to the council, I'll be heard a bit more clearer. I'll be able to contribute more. I don't want to sit by the curb and complain. I want to be a part of the change that I want to see happen. In Fort McMurray, I've realized that in my 10 years here, our challenges haven't changed much.
Right.
But we need to change the approach, how we strategize to make those changes happen. So, and I acknowledge the work of the current administration and even the past. But it's time for us to have fresh ideas because, like I said, the challenges, they're almost the same. We need to retain our population. We need to have resources in the city. We need to make the people who work so hard happy to live here. There's one thing to live here. Another is to live here happily.
That's right.
So if we could have more entertainment, we could have more stores. As you already know, I love to shop.
That's right.
So when we work so hard in this community, but we have to work hard to even spend the money.
Right.
People have to drive to Edmonton, Calgary, to even entertainment.
Yes.
So I'm looking at us bringing resources to the people that work so hard in this city.
And your final question, what were some of your first thoughts on Fort McMurray on your first day here?
I thought it was going to be boring. I thought it was going to be, actually when I got the job with Nexin, my friends were asking if my kids would want to come here. Yeah. And I told them it's very easy. Just show them the current paycheck.
Yeah.
And the
next one.
And they were still very young then. So anyway, I thought it was going to be challenging, but for me, I'm one of those who can say, we are not bored in Fort McMurray. We have enough to do.
That's right.
We have friends. We've made lots of friends in the city, and I'm connected to organizations. I'm busy. I'm working, and my children have also been very involved in sports, in activities. So I almost can't keep up with what to do.
That's right.
So
beautiful.
Those have been your 5 questions.
There you go. Well, Tanner, this is a first. You stole one of my questions. You put me, as soon as you asked that, I was like, man, that was my next question.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. And they can't see it at home, but my face literally froze and was like, dude, what are you doing? That's my question. What people don't know about this is when people, myself and Tanner do zero preparation. When people come, like I go out of my way not to look at people's Facebook pages or do any research so that the guests at home can kind of meet the people for the first time as I do. And same with Tanner. All those questions he just asked, he literally just made them up on the fly. So usually I'm the one stealing his questions, not vice versa. So he got me. So we are running low on time, and that's okay. It's 20 minutes, but what I want to know from you before you go is, I guess, kind of what's your platform? What do you stand for? What do you think is going to make you different from any other of the candidates who are running?
I wanted to get to that.
Yes, and so this is it. Yeah, this is what the show is all about.
But it's not. We are not on recording now.
Yeah, we're still recording. Yeah, so this is what I want to know. What like I want the people at home to know. Like, there's some other candidates that they can vote for. So why do you feel that they should vote for you? This is your shameless plug at the end of the show to tell people why you.
Okay.
And you can talk as long as you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Funke Banjoko. And so for me, why you should be voting for Funke is I have a clear vision of what I want to see in the city. It's one thing to have a vision, it's another to have a clear vision. I want us to take the city to the next level, and I have what sums up my plan is attracting people to the city is not enough, but we need to retain the population. And how we can do that is to bring resources to the people who work hard. So I will be working collaboratively with other leaders to ensure that we actually connect. Looks like there's a disconnect currently. connect to the people and find out what we need to bring to the city to make people happy. There are a few things that I already know. One, I'll start with the critical ones, which is medical. In Fort McMurray, it's good to earn the money. But if one should have a serious challenge with medicals, if you need to be seeing specialists regularly, you have to be prepared to make trips to Edmonton or other cities. We need to make that change. And I've heard it from others telling me, oh, that challenge or that is for the province to handle. Part of what I'm bringing to table, being a supply chain professional, is I'm a trained negotiator. We need to negotiate. We need to collaborate. Whether it's coming from the federal or from the province, we need to try and meet the needs of the people. So that's in terms of resources. And I touched briefly on entertainment or meeting the needs of young adults in the community.
Yeah.
When starting my campaign, I started from home. I have 2 young adults, my children, and I asked them what they would really want to see in the city.
Right.
Things like having theater to go to have, for instance, gyms. We had a gym, I think, which I used to be a member, and that closed. That is so dear to my heart.
Right.
The YMCA Center.
Yeah.
Young kids go there to swim and different activities, women's Zumba classes.
Right.
I wouldn't like to see for us to lose that. So the city has to intentionally try to meet the needs of the people. All of us can go to Mark Island for gym. We don't have enough at the uptown. So we need to look at those that we think might be soft needs, but they become challenging. When you have children, you can't take them for swimming, and you can't have enough activities for them. So that is some of the soft ones.
Right.
I'm also, in terms of one of my vision is to be able to attract investors to the city. We need to have stores where people can spend money. After working 10, 12 hours shift, people should be able to do their grocery shopping here. And I've heard that Costco, they tried Costco before, it didn't work. I don't believe in giving up. If Costco wouldn't come here, are there other stores that can fill the gap? We need to intentionally work on that. We need to have winners. I don't see any reasons why children, young adults, and teenagers can't shop locally. So those are the kind of changes that I want us to work on. And I also believe we need to collaborate across board. Like I said, with the government, with our indigenous communities. We can't afford to ignore it any longer. Some of the hots, some of the things that were done in the past, it was difficult to watch, it was difficult to read about them. So I can imagine those who can relate with them personally. It's time to start the reconciliation journey. It's time for the city to just like the province, just like the federal government, to pay attention to the needs of the indigenous community and to see where we can start to right the wrongs of the past. We can start from Fort McMurray. So we need to look at homelessness in the downtown area of Fort McMurray. And those are the things that I want to bring to the table. I'm prepared to collaborate with other great leaders and bring the changes that we need in this city. When people come here, they work, we need them to live here. Population is key to any economy.
Yes.
And we need stability for families. We need to support families to be able to happily reside here.
There you go.
And when some of my, the argument we've had in the past is to talk about the camp. I read in the papers this week or so that even some of our industry, the oil industry, the producers in the region, they don't have enough workforce. They don't have the labor. So let's change the narrative from why people are in the camp.
Yeah.
Why don't we have workers locally? Because we are not retaining the population.
There you go.
So we need to make Fort McMurray a place where children graduate and they want to still stay here.
Yeah.
So thank you. So
There you go. No, that's some great platforms that you have. That's like you said, a very clear vision.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
Well, listen, thank you very much for coming on the show. I truly do mean that. Yes. Please come back as many times as you want.
Okay.
So hopefully this is not the last time that we see you on the Mac City Morning Show.
I will try and be back before the election.
Yes, that would be amazing.
I'll try to be back before the election.
There we go. Yes. Perfect. Okay.
No, you didn't ask about my children now.
Yeah.
Is it too late?
No. Go.
You'll find a place to put it there.
No, this is all live. So you talk about your kids. You can talk about them before we go. Or you can come back and talk about them again. It's up to you. Whatever you would like to do. No. Give your kids a shout out. Say you love your kids before we go. Yeah.
Okay. A shout out to my lovely. Okay. Yeah. This part I like. The 2 kids that I have, and I'm very passionate about my children, and like any mother, I'm proud of them.
Yes.
Like my daughter is an activist. She just finished a law degree. I'm super proud of her.
Okay.
My son also is a Division I football player at Princeton Ivy League in United States.
What?
And why I'm bringing this up is because they were raised in Fort McMurray.
Okay.
Both of them were raised in Fort McMurray. They schooled here at Holy Trinity. So Fort McMurray is very dear to me.
Yeah.
And yes, we can bring this city to the level where giants can be raised here.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
And my parting shot is, the time is now.
Yeah.
It's not later. The future is now.
Yeah.
And our diversity is a strength.
There we go.
Together, it's stronger.
There you go. I love it.
So,
I love it.
Funke Banjoko.
There you go. Well, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world, thank you for tuning in today. Truly do appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I know I did. And on that note, I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace. if I was to talk to Tanner like this, it's not going to pick me up very well. So
Right.
you don't have to be close.
Right.
Just talk in the direction of the mic.
Cool.
All right.